All right, hello everybody. How's everyone doing? We're back. I just did a loud clap. I think I just deafed everyone. But we're back. We're back from figuring out a setup. So here's the deal. We're technically in Nick's basement right now because it's winter break and the school is closed, and where we recorded originally, the studio was in a school. So we're gonna do this from a basement. The audio might sound a little weird because it's a little echoey. I mean, we're in a basement and we're using a dynamic mic, which means we're two people using one mic. So what's the setup you're gonna have to deal with, because I'm not changing shit. But welcome. Hope everyone's doing great. Hope everyone's doing lovely. Let's take a sip of our coffee. Let me get it. I just got some generic coffee today. So as you, we didn't make anything specific. It's just generic old coffee from a Keurig. Is it Keurig or Keurig? Keurig. Yeah. Keurig. I call it a Keurig, like a southern redneck boy.
You would too.
Yeah. So let's take a sip. Yeah, that's a really loud noise, but that's all right. Mine's gotten cold.
I think I finished mine.
Yeah.
Setup.
Yeah, he's just imagining drinking.
Yes.
Yeah, we've been here for about an hour just doing research on some stuff. So that's it. That's when my coffee's kind of gone cold and Nick's drunk his.
Yes.
All right, everyone. Hope you're chugging along with us and drinking coffee with us.
Or something stronger.
It
is hump day. We can probably use it.
I mean, it's like 5 or 6 o'clock around here. It's actually 6:40 around here. But wherever you are, it might not be day or night.
This is COVID times. It is okay to drink whenever.
Just pop open a wine bottle whenever, like 3 o'clock in the morning when you're working or something.
Yeah.
Or you just woke up and you feel like you just want to join the booze cruise. Pop that wine bottle cork.
Yeah.
And start chugging.
Yeah. Fill your mugs with wine.
Just 7 in the morning, starts drinking wine. Honey, what are you drinking? Just hard whiskey, you know. What's up? What are you drinking? What the fuck? Oh, man.
Well, I mean, the mug you're drinking out of now was my college mug. So actually, about 50-50, that was either full of coffee or alcohol.
I mean, it doesn't retain any trace of alcohol, so...
Well, of course not. I cleaned it out. Do you know any idea how disgusting that would be?
You know what's disgusting is that I have the shot glass that I think you've seen.
Yeah.
That I brought over to your a rental place in Concord that you went to with me and your friend. And I brought my shot glass, and it's like a little whatever shot glass. It's like a little whatever. It's a blurry shot glass I got as a gift.
Yeah.
Or I bought as a gift for someone else, and I kept it. Anywho, I think I'm last drunk from a honey whiskey that me and Nick and you shared.
Yeah.
From my birthday.
Where were we?
Cape Cod, not Concord. Cape Cod.
Oh yeah.
The Cape Cod.
Oh yeah, the Cape trip. That was fun.
Yeah.
So about 2 years ago now, my family started a tradition of trying to rent a place on the Cape, and we actually did do this this past summer, even with COVID. But we stayed isolated, and the beaches were still pretty good. So
yeah. But I have this shot glass from that trip. Well, actually, I think you've seen on that trip, but we took shots on my birthday from that shot glass. Where I think I think I took it from just from a leftover whiskey that I have from.
But you were here for those drinks.
No, I took the bottle with me, so there's some left, and I finished it in that
now
shot
I understand.
glass.
Yeah.
So, and I still haven't cleaned out that shot glass. It's in my drawer. I don't know. It's just it's in my drawer. There's like a nice viscous resin layer of whiskey
You're gonna
on there.
want to clean that.
I'll clean it at some point. I've been delaying it for long.
Or
but
better
I'll
yet,
it.
fill it and just leave it in your drawer for later.
With what?
With alcohol, and then just find something to cover the top of it.
I don't have money for that. My job is halted because
that's what I did.
School's halted.
That's what I did for college actually. So in the top desk drawer, you'd find a shot of whiskey, with like a little paper towel over it to make sure nothing gets in there.
Mm-hmm.
And I would just kind of leave that there for, whenever I felt the need. So maybe there did, but it was still, it kept, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And my roommates didn't realize that. They found it amusing because they passed by and they just see me open a drawer and pull out a pre-made shot
and just
throw it down, put it back, close the drawer, and go back to my work like nothing about this is weird.
Are you not worried about like dust falling in there?
That's what the paper towel on top is for.
Like paper towel dust?
No.
Paper towels shed?
No, they don't.
I've seen them shed. They got these like long strands, and they just shed the like papery strands.
No.
Yeah, well, you wouldn't see them. They were in there.
They weren't.
Secretively, they were hiding, and you just drank some strands. I mean, we
very
drink,
openly. You're full of shit. No.
We drink crap all the time, right? There's dust everywhere. By the time I open and close my mouth, there's like a bajillion dust just gone down my throat. It's fine.
We are in my basement, so yes, that's factual.
That too, and also the fact that we live on Earth, where humans have lived for quite a few years. Quite a few years. Just
couple decades,
Couple decades, couple centuries, just a couple centuries. Humans?
Yeah, couple decades.
I'm saying like existence of humans.
Okay.
Like not.
No, we've been here a few thousand years.
Yeah, so I'm saying few centuries.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not. Well, I wouldn't go as far-fetched as million years, but
I said thousand, not million.
Yeah, but million. Well, the jury's still out on since when we existed. I mean,
it depends on when exactly what we're referring to as us.
Okay, yeah, that's true, because there's a couple other civilizations even before, like...
Right.
There's a couple extinction events that happened on Earth. Before, like, we came to be, and some suggest, debate's still going, that those civilizations might have been, like, as advanced as us, or could have been, and they brought their own doom, or they just like, it's called a great filter. And if you don't know what that is, I'm not going to explain it, because we have a lot of juicy topics we want to talk about today.
Yeah.
But a great filter, if you want to know what it is, go watch a video on In a Nutshell. They have a video on great filters. It's fantastic. It's beautiful. This is not sponsored by In a Nutshell in any way. I love them. I'm endorsing In a Nutshell for that specific video. That's it. I mean, they're a good channel. They're like for kids, they're animated stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just fun like to take heavy topics. So it's fun to watch too. But they just really release a video like in long intervals. But anywho, that's enough about that. Let's get started with the podcast. I just realized I have to go pee. I've been holding pee since I got here. So
why? You knew we were starting recording.
It's alright. We'll just take a quick break. In and out. We'll be back. Sorry. Just quickly. Alright, we're back. I just rushed up and down. Alright. Feel a little bit better. Alright, let's get into our first juicy topic of the episode.
Yes.
Scalpers. Do you know what scalpers are, Nick?
I do.
Alright,
though I've never really bothered to think on the topic or the idea of said people until this year.
Okay.
Because everyone else keeps bringing it up, which is most of my life.
It's a big deal these days.
Yes.
Right,
I've heard people complaining.
For the lovely people out there who don't know what scalpers are those people who buy something in bulk and then they raise the prices and sell it on a different website, like eBay or Etsy or whatever the website is. Or they just sell it, or they put it out on Reddit and say, contact me with this number, saying like, if you want to buy PS4 for set price. Anywho, those are scalpers. This is what they do. And lately, there's been a big product issue with PS5s and Xboxes.
Yes.
Basically, the next-gen consoles that have been coming out. And I am 100% sure if you haven't heard it from someone, your friends, you heard it on news about how scalpers are buying PS5s. They've basically bought PS5s in mass supplies, and now they're basically price gouging.
I've heard people from work, no one can get their hands on them.
Yeah,
they've been waiting, going from store to store, nothing.
Yeah, I mean, so I don't know how well because I wasn't one of the people who wanted to get a PS5 in the beginning. Even with the PS4, I waited till I think the bundles came out, and I bought the Last of Us bundle, the remastered bundle, on PS4, and then I upgraded PS Pro whenever.
Right. But I mean, for me, the last time I changed consoles was because you and Eric did. You switched from Xbox to PS4, and at this point, I don't have a need to be on PS4. You're the only person I play games with on PS4.
Well, you don't play because you play.
I play.
Okay, you play at night.
Well, that's when I'm around.
You play like late night, and I'm usually not playing around that time. I usually.
That's true. Well, we try to do stuff on weekends occasionally.
Well, I can play now because I usually just turn the internet back on because I had a weird curfew that I would argue with my parents saying that I don't need it anymore because I have better control.
Yeah.
Anywho, but which just means I can play with you more.
Yes. That's the important stuff in life.
Yeah, so hit me up. No,
we both played the somewhat trashy new Call of Duty Cold War.
We're not getting into that. We're not getting into that.
No, I'm just saying we're gonna play, and it's kind of still shit, and it needs to get the bugs worked out.
Yeah, I mean, I broke a controller over COD this weekend, but we'll get into that later. Right. I just want to cover a little bit into goddamn scalpers.
Yes.
So this has not just been. I'm a techie guy, Nick.
Yeah.
I know a lot about building computers.
Yes, I go to you for all my tech needs.
Yes, and this hasn't just been scalping. Hasn't just been a big thing in consoles. They've been big things in graphics cards. Well, not just graphics cards, but any computer parts you need. But lately, graphics cards have become a big deal.
Right.
And so here's the dealio: NVIDIA, which is a big graphics card company, and AMD, which is known for their processors, but they've lately started making, not lately, but for quite a few years, have started making their new graphics cards, which they're not quite as famous in gaming community, but some people still prefer going a full AMD setup over Intel NVIDIA setup because they're configured to more gaming computers. Anywho, so here's the dealio. I am one of those people who try to buy the graphics cards on the day. I was there, like on the launch. They usually launch the consoles 9 p.m. EST from where I am on the Eastern Shore. I think it's like 12 something, 6 p.m. on the Western Pacific time or something like that. But usually it basically means 9 p.m. in Boston or Massachusetts, where we are.
Yeah. That was way too much explanation.
Yeah. Well, I'm explaining time zones.
But do they need that?
I guess not. I guess you got a point. But okay, so the big deal is I was there. I'm sitting in my computer. I'm like, all right, I gotta buy this. The only place I think they were selling were Best Buys.
Yes.
Because why the fuck would you need to like set up your own? Well, by the way, NVIDIA has their own website, but apparently they're under construction because said scalpers. So they're working on stuff. But Best Buy was a big dealio when I wanted to buy a 3070. So okay, so let me just explain for the people who don't know how the series go. I just kind of go on a tangent, but NVIDIA graphics cards come in series. So there's a 3090, which is like the big boy, which goes for $1,500. Then we have the 3080, which goes for a little bit less. I don't know the original pricing because I wasn't there around for that. And 3070, which I started aiming for, which was around $600, reasonably affordable.
Yeah.
For a high-end graphics card. And then there were 3060 Ti's, which I really wanted because it was the cheapest one in the market.
Yeah.
It was around like $400.
It's not too bad.
Yeah. Those are like for a graphics card, that's an amazing price.
Yeah.
Right. For a high-end graphics card. So anywho, I am there waiting for a 3070. I think it's October, and I'm like, let me try this. I made up a mindset saying I wouldn't be mad if I didn't get one because scalpers,
of course,
for that specific reason.
Yeah,
and bots, and people usually end up, if they want to really buy this or however they want to do this, they usually set up a bot saying like, okay, so I put this bot on this website. As soon as the item's available, it'll hit purchase, it'll hit buy, and it'll input all my information, and it'll just ship it to me, right?
Yeah.
And usually there's only certain amount of what's it called? Items, or a certain amount of cards will be shipped.
Sure.
Before the shipping gets overwhelmed. So they only say like, let's just say like 30,000 cards gets shipped out, whatever. I kid you not, from in the first 10 seconds, shipment is gone. You will not be able to ship your cards to you. I mean, you can ship to a store, and then you can pick it up,
right?
But that's a whole different story. So once the shipment is gone, you are now fighting over 1,000 other people, like more than 1,000 other people online trying to buy this thing, putting down their information, their addresses, their cards, whatever. They preset it up, and they're doing that, and they're trying to buy this at a store, and basically saying, "I'll buy this, and then I can go pick it up at a store."
Yeah.
And they give you like a maximum of 500 miles, so you can go drive around in the 500-mile store and get it, right?
Right.
And I shit you not, I battled for, I think it was like an hour and a half past the release time, and I didn't get one. Because every time I would try to get one, there would be an error saying like the servers are overwhelmed, or the item you're trying to buy is like not available at the store, or whatever, right? And they release in these short spurts saying like, we'll release like 1,000 graphics cards now, another 1,000 in 5 minutes, and 1,000 in 10 minutes, stuff like that. So people just don't buy it instantly.
Right.
Anywho, so I didn't able to get a 3070. And then I checked on the news, and I'm like, okay, what's going on? Why I wasn't able to get one? I was slightly pissed off.
Yeah.
And then what really pissed me off even more was that scalpers were able to buy solid 500 units of these.
Yeah.
From just first get-go.
Of course.
And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, are you serious? You have to be that much of a shitbag to... I don't know, just... I was so fucking upset. I was like, don't fuck with me. Like, that pissed me off so bad. And then 3060 Ti's, like, I had a really, like, low-key mindset.
Okay.
And I tried to get one. Again. Had a little success. Got it to my cart.
Yeah.
Put the address in. It got to the billing point. My billing information was in. And, mind you, this was a fucking debacle, by the way, Nick.
Okay.
So... they were supposed to release at 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
But they never went online.
Okay.
Just, everyone thought Best Buy dropped the ball. They fucked up, and they're now not releasing at a certain time.
Okay, of course.
The company who releases them says they're launching at 9. Best Buy selling them says they don't know when they'll go online. So everyone goes to the support and starts shitting on them. And then... Yeah. Like you do. And then an hour and 15 minutes later, at 10:15, because I was still there waiting for it.
Yeah.
Out of the blue, go online. And now they had a lot more bot protection. Like, basically, as soon as you clicked buy, the item would go to your cart, but it would log you out.
Yeah.
And you had to basically input a code from your email, so you're verifying that you were a user buying this, not a bot.
Okay.
So that was a good
Makes sense,
setup, right? So avoid from scalpers.
Might have been a good thing to do in the first place, though.
Yeah, I mean, who would have thunk? A multi-million-dollar companies, who would have thunk that people would do this? I mean, it's not like these things happen all the time in the cosmopolitan, industries and stuff like that.
Of course.
But why learn? So, I mean, they've released 3 different cards before this, but why learn from your mistakes? You just want to... They just want the money.
Yeah.
That's clearly been the issue. But they took a step. I was like a little excited.
Yeah.
Might be able to get this one. Surprisingly, not got this one.
Yeah.
Because why would you delay it, guys? If a card is getting released at a certain time point, release it at the time point.
Yeah.
Don't release an hour and 15 minutes later, because I had given up at this point. I was on Reddit talking with a bunch of people, and I think I was like 15 to 20 minutes late to the fucking buy session where people already started buying it. And I basically got it to my cart and I picked the store, and then every time I would try to purchase it, it would just say, I'm sorry, your item's not available at the store. I'm sorry, you have to pick a different store.
Okay.
I tried every other store. Marlboro, Brockton, Nashua. I went all the way down south. I even picked edge of Massachusetts. Nothing.
Yeah.
Nowhere. My friend, who has never bought a card in his life because he's been using a shitty it was like 1060 something of the old days. It's like a really low end card.
All right.
It's still good, but it's just not been used.
Yeah.
Went to the fucking store at a micro center in Cambridge at 5 in the morning and got one.
I don't know why you just didn't do that though.
Because
why'd you just go to a physical store instead?
Because I woke up late. I would have done it.
Why'd you wake up late?
Because I think that was the issue.
Didn't you care enough to go to a store?
No. I
do this properly.
I put 3 alarms, right?
Yeah.
And I did the mistake of putting them as PM instead of AM.
Okay.
So none of them went off, and I wake up at 7:30, something like that. And I think I hadn't gotten much sleep. Anyway, I wake up late, and I'm like, there's no point in going now. There's gonna be a huge line.
Okay.
There's a massive fucking line at the micro store. I'm not going. By the time my number even comes up, they're gonna be sold out.
Right.
By the way, I realized later that if I had gone, I would have bought it. I would have gotten it because they just had. Usually, a micro center gets like 15 cards.
Yeah.
Apparently, they got hundreds this time. I don't fucking know how. They got 3070s, 3080s, 3090s. They got these. In the
future, you just gotta go to the store and hope for the best.
I learned, but I don't even know when they're gonna restock anymore.
The question is, will you just go ahead to make the same mistake same mistake again, like the companies, or are you gonna learn actually?
Oh, I'll learn. But the point is, no one knows when they'll restock, Nick.
Of course.
So now the game is, how often can you go to a store and how lucky can you get?
All right.
Because if you go on a day and they restocked, you get one. And if you're lucky enough to be close enough, they usually someone on the Reddit will go like, okay, they just restocked at like Cambridge or something, and someone can drive and get one.
So something you could do instead of just driving, you could call ahead and ask.
There's no phone number for a micro center.
Okay.
You can. I don't. Well, not for.
Well, for other buyers like Best Buy, you said.
What do you mean? What do you mean call ahead? Oh.
Call and see if they have shipments in.
No, they won't tell you.
Okay.
They're so secrecy. They won't even tell you when the card is online. They won't tell you if the card is coming at a certain time, or they won't even tell you if the card is going to be sold by the retailer. That's how much secrecy is followed by it.
Bullshit. Kind of. 2, wouldn't it be more profitable to tell people when you have the thing they want to buy?
Oh no, it makes perfect sense. In an industry world, it makes perfect sense to tell people, okay, your item is like the item you want to buy is going to come. No, nothing for graphics cards. I went to the store.
You want to buy something. You want to give us a lot of money for this thing. I think we should tell you when and where you can get it to give us said money. How does that not make sense?
This is how bad it was. They said
Why wouldn't you do that?
They didn't even officially release 3060 and the 3060 Ti was a leak.
Okay.
Apparently, and then they officially released. I think it was like 2 to 3 days before the card was gonna go online.
Yeah.
To buy. That's when they released it. They were like, okay, your card you want to buy that everyone wants to buy right now. Well, big fuck you. You're gonna get ready in 3 days, and everyone's like, what the fuck? 3 days? Are you serious? Like that's how much panic everyone was doing. Like if you go to Reddit, it's my home place. I check out Reddit more than anything else. Fuck Twitter. Twitter's too toxic for me.
Yeah.
If I put like one thing down, everyone's gonna be like, fuck you, haha, you sucking cock sucking dick bag. It's like, Jesus Christ, like, dude, I don't touch Reddit. I mean, I don't touch Twitter.
Yeah.
Reddit is my home. People are nice. People are good. I don't know what the fuck is about Twitter that makes people so toxic, but you can stay in your lonely corner, Twitter. I'm never touching you for news. I go straight to Reddit because their community is a lot more safer for my content. I mean, trust me, if I played with those people who shit talked in the Xbox communities, I would cry. I'm too sensitive to this crap. So Reddit's my home. I stay there, and it's good place to get news. Honestly, just if you check news, like by new, on a subreddit, you'll get so much news.
Okay.
Instantly, someone will be like, "Okay, they restocked at this place. Go buy it." But surprisingly, they restocked in Ohio the day before the 3060 went online. I was crying. So why do I fucking want it? Anywho, so this is the kind of shitstorm that scalpers cause.
Yes.
People legit have adrenaline junkies going on when this fucking shit happens. When they release graphics cards or PS5s. PS5s, I think I heard from someone that PS5s were sold out within the first 15 minutes.
Yeah.
All of them. Like, they have like thousands, millions in stock, I would say.
Yeah.
Gone.
Just gone.
Because, I mean, why build the bot protection on your buying process? Why add a little recap?
And the price tags on them are awful.
Yeah. I mean, why?
Wait, what do you mean why? Are you saying why would someone pay the price hike from a scalper?
No, I'm saying why would companies try to better their buying online market system to stop scalpers from buying.
Yeah.
Although it's all money in the end game, we get money regardless.
Although of the people that did get PS5s, I'm pretty sure I saw Eric got one.
Maybe he did. Maybe he was at launch or something.
No, I'm pretty sure he has one. I've seen it online. He has one now.
What, a PS5?
Yeah.
I mean, if you really wanted to...
that doesn't surprise me that he got one.
I guess. I don't know what you mean by that. But, I mean, if you really wanted one, you could have stoked it out at the PS5 PS5 website, and they were constantly restocking that shit.
Yeah.
But this is the kind of shit you cause scalpers. I mean, what the fuck?
No, I mean, like you say, what I mean by that, I get it's COVID times, but seriously, I've seen Eric online on occasion. He's logging over 6-8 hours a day.
Yeah, that's called not having a job. I'm not gonna shit on Eric because I don't want to give him the price of the deal. By the way, we hate Eric. Don't worry, we have our reasons, but that's too personal to talk about. Anywho, enough about scalping. Let's talk about game that's coming out tomorrow. Well, it's gonna be out by the time this episode goes out.
Yeah.
But let's talk about Cyberpunk.
Yes. Cyberpunk, was it 2077?
2077, fucking great game. It's been when was it first announced? It's like a No Man's Sky situation. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So if you guys don't know what I mean, give me a second. I'll explain it to you. Cyberpunk 2077, first announced.
Okay,
let's go look it up. It was announced in May 2012.
Okay, that explains that. See, this was announced so long ago. When Devesh told me about it today that we were talking about it, I thought this game was like long been out already.
No, it's
because I never really looked into it. I just constantly kept seeing stuff for Cyberpunk. I assumed it would have been out for years already.
Oh man, I mean,
but no, it's coming out tomorrow.
It's coming out tomorrow.
So I have to hope that what they called it 2012. So that's 8 years of work on it. I hope. I expect a lot from this.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
if I get it, that is.
Like if I go look up. Because I don't want them to pull another No Man's Sky situation.
Yeah, you were... Oh my god. Devesh was amped for No Man's Sky for the better part of a year.
First announced. Hold on, give me a second. I want to get the information straight because I didn't do it beforehand. Anywho, I didn't look it up in the research. As I said, this show goes the way it goes. So, I guess the initial release was 2016... I was first announced, I think in AT 2013, 2014, something like that. So it was only like 4 years of difference, or like 2 years of difference when it was first released.
Okay.
But what No Man's Sky did was they just hyped the shit out of the game, right? Mm-hmm. They were just like, we have all these cool things. We have multiplayer. We have these really awesome random generated worlds. No one's ever done these before. You have a spaceship you can go around, yada yada yada. All these cool stuff they're announcing. Yeah. Comes to the release date, they got shut off because clearly they didn't think out how much time they would have needed to actually program this stuff.
The game, yeah.
If you want really good video on how the Hello Games and No Man's Sky has come around, watch the video called Engooding No Man's Sky. It's a video by, I forget who it is by. It's by a really famous person I watch all the time. Engooding. No Man's Sky. It's by internet historian. Watch it. It's great. It's fantastic. He's done a really good job on it. But where was I? I lost the train of thought. Okay. Anywho, but yeah, I have hope. That's what I'm trying to say. I have hope for this game.
Yeah.
Because they've delayed it over and over again.
Right. But they've been putting a lot of advertisement into it. So,
so
the hype is there.
The hype is there. They worked over for 8 years instead of 2.
Yeah.
And all love for No Man's Sky. They're coming around. I played a lot. They're great. But it just took them a time. I think if they kind of thought out the PR a little bit better, they would have been better. But I think the only problem with the PR is that there was a developer doing the PR for the whole indie studio.
Right.
Which was I forget his name, Sean Murray. Mm-hmm. He's a developer. He makes games. He codes. He's not a I would say like a PR man who just like outs the game.
Okay.
Trust me, if you go from coding to having to go talk about your game,
advertise a game
on an E3 stage,
right,
a bunch of thousands of people, it's not going to go great.
Right. Well, that's actually not just a problem for programmers, but in a lot of different fields, programmers, particularly in a lot of scientific fields, there's an issue because these people need funding. Mm-hmm. But and it's not like the nerdy, like the sense that they're nerdy, but you spend all the time in the lab and the research. Mm-hmm. You are not particularly opposed to going out on a stage, being personable, and asking for money, or in this case, talking about your game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I have hope for Cyberpunk.
Yes.
It's, by the way, if you want to get it, it is releasing tomorrow. It is releasing on December 10th. Mm-hmm. It will be out by the time this podcast is out. So it's been released. Get it.
Yeah.
I am gonna wait because I'm one of those people who waits on a sale. Mm-hmm. I never buy games on release unless I'm really enthusiastic about it.
Right.
I learned my lesson from No Man's Sky.
Yes.
I bought a platinum edition, whatever it was like, and it came in a metal case. Mm-hmm. It was cool.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and you think about it, that's what you get for all the advertisements and all the hype.
Mm-hmm.
But again, also, advertisement for games has changed in a sense. Look at the game Among Us.
Yes.
I have never played Among Us. The only reason I know about it is memes. Internet jokes. That is the only reason I know about Among Us, really. Mm-hmm. Is this consistent flowing of memes and jokes online and references constantly.
So I think a big prop of that goes to not just I don't think the game was advertised. When was the first game released? But I think a lot of the props goes to Mr. Beast. He's a very famous YouTuber. He's donated millions of dollars to tree charities, stuff like that. Okay. He's done a lot of good work. Mm-hmm. And I think he first played it a while ago. Yeah. And that's when it kind of took off. And then Markiplier played it. Yeah. Jacksepticeye played it. These are these famous YouTubers who has millions of followings. Yeah. And then PewDiePie got involved. Mm-hmm. Now he's 100 million followers on YouTube. Right. I think the most subscribed till recently T-Series took over. Yeah. But these are these famous YouTubers started playing it and then just got into this hype train and it just got pushed way far up. I think the game was available before that. You talk about it, Nick, from your point of view.
But what I'm saying is the point, like, the game may have been around longer, but what a lot of it seems to be the hype of the game I've noticed over the past few months has solely been about jokes and memes. Most of the people I've talked to have either started playing because they saw stuff about it online or have heard about it solely on the fact that it just shows up in any social media, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook feeds. I have cousins who have heard about it. They don't play games like that at all, but they still know what red and orange look like from that game, so on.
Yeah. I mean, it's a very simple game. If you don't know what Among Us is, it's like playing Mafia.
Yes. It's the digital version of Mafia. Yeah.
So there's like one baddie, and his job is to kill everyone. Right. And everyone else's job is to complete their tasks. Yes. Someone's getting like wiring, someone's doing navigation, someone's like shooting rocks, asteroids coming out of the ship. You're on a ship, it's spacey, it's a sci-fi game. You're all astronauts. Yes. and there's this on the website it says you are the imposter is a space parasite, and a good video that I can think about is Matt Pat from Game Theory. He did a whole theory on it that a good reference to this game is from The Thing.
Yes.
The movie The Thing, where one of them is like a shape-shifting alien, and he's trying to take them all out.
Yes.
And they have to kind of figure out a way to do...
I forgot which one of them is the thing.
Yeah, while they also fix whatever they're fixing.
Yes. For those who want to find that movie, there are two versions actually, one in color and the original in black and white.
The color one is available on Showtime?
Okay.
Or Hulu. Check either. Where is it?
The black and white one, I wouldn't know where to get, but I will say it is one of my favorite old horror movies.
All right. The Thing. Movie The Thing from... I'm talking about the 1982 film, by the way. By John Carpenter. Love that guy. Fantastic. I don't think it'll show me where to watch it. Will it?
It might.
I can't even scroll because I'm wearing gloves. It's a little bit chilly in the basement.
Yeah, it is indeed.
Well, for me at least.
Well, yeah.
I've been cleaning the driveway for like the last hour before I came here. So, let's see where for the enthusiasts who want to watch it.
Yes.
Where to watch The Thing, 1982.
Yes.
It's on Hulu and Showtime. It's on both.
It's also on Prime.
It's also on Prime.
Yes.
And
iTunes,
Fubo
YouTube,
TV.
Showtime, Amazon, Fubo.
What's a Fubo?
I don't know. There's some weird like outlier streaming services.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Never heard of Fubo.
Hulu.
Apparently second.
I could watch it on Hulu actually. I have that now.
Yeah, I have both Hulu and Showtime because of the beautiful student deal they have going on.
Oh, yes.
Where if it's a Spotify thing, so if you pay for Spotify and if you're a student, if you pay for a Spotify Premium, you get Hulu and Showtime.
Oh.
Both. It's fantastic, lovely.
I should look into that as I pay premium for Spotify.
Yeah, it's $4.99 for all three.
Okay.
Super cheap. I know, right?
That's less than I spend on Spotify now, so that'd be good.
I know, yeah, it's a student deal, which is why I only get it till next year, which is when I'm graduating.
Oh, dang.
Next year, this time, I'll be a graduate. Love it.
Nice.
What a time I had at college.
Moving up in the world.
Yeah, I don't miss it. I will never recollect and say, I had fun in college.
Oh, come on. Really?
I'm an engineer.
Never?
I am an engineer.
Maybe there's I think if you pull a few hours and a few minutes from here and there, you can probably find a collective 48 hours total you enjoyed.
Make it 24.
24 hours. Somewhere spread out there, 24 hours total you enjoyed of college.
You can say a couple days. I think freshman year is when I had most fun.
Yeah.
And then it kind of wilted down when I hit the junior year because junior year, it's a little more
I found
hefty.
college for me was in waves of highs and lows. So.
Yeah, I feel that. But enough about college.
Yes.
Cyberpunk coming out tomorrow. Hope it's great. We'll see it. If when this goes out, it's already out. Yeah. So check it out. Watch Twitch. Do some research if you want to buy it. And if you're a really enthusiast about the game, go get it. It's on digital store. And if you get lucky, you can buy it on GameStop or somewhere else.
Yeah.
Let's move on to how I broke my controller over Cold War. Or you know what? Since we'll
talked about Among Us. Let's get into.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about.
Etsy merch.
We have a list of topics.
Yes.
So here's a big deal going on lately. Etsy has been filled with Among Us merch. They're filled up. It's legit. If you go there, you'll find red astronaut T-shirts. Or imposter T-shirts, or whatever. It's like a toy. It's a keychain of imposter, or it's if you can think it, it's on there. There's plush toys. There's a bajillion plush toys. Oh my god, small, big plush toys.
A lot of plush toys.
Neon lights is there?
Got an LED light.
LED lights. There.
Face masks, T-shirts.
It's a cutout.
A cookie cutter.
Cookie cutter.
Stickers.
Do you
hats,
do you want a Among Us cookie? I mean, if you're that enthusiast, I guess.
Apparently.
There's hoodies.
We also have bookmarkers.
Stickers, bookmarkers.
Stickers, coffee mugs. This is getting excessive.
I mean,
Christmas decorations. It's that time of year.
Yes, and then there is a Friends hoodie with the. It's all the astronaut colors underneath it going in rainbow.
Because in your group of friends, there's one of you that's trying to kill everybody.
Yeah. I always remember this times. I think it was you back in high school.
Hey, that's on the DL.
Oh my goodness! But no, if you want Among Us merch or whatever, something Among Us, get it on Etsy. There's so many people selling stuff here, custom made things.
See, I think one of the things I noticed on Etsy for a lot of things, like Baby Yoda as well, is crochet.
Yeah,
crochet stuff. So here's one of my suggestions: you could go to Etsy, or better yet, spend some quality time with your grandmother. I'm assuming that's a thing other people do. I wouldn't know about it.
Or
and ask them, your grandmother or your aunt, whoever knits, crochets, whatever, if they would crochet you an Among Us doll. That'd be a thing to have.
If you have neither, just have an interest. See where it takes.
Or you could do it yourself.
Yeah, take an interest. I think that online videos, you can figure it out. I'm learning Japanese for free right now online, thanks to a certain website, which I can't say the name of. Oh, because I don't remember.
Here's a nice one. It's a sticker for your car window. It's a little Among Us guy, and it says, "You seem sus."
Dude, I'll put this all over my windows. Just call everyone sus.
Yeah. See, I feel like I can relate. Like, I like the "you seem sus" thing, and I feel like that goes for anyone that looks at you when you look at them at the same time. Because I feel like that always happens to me. I'll look over to the drivers because, it's rush hour. I'm bored. I'm curious what they're doing. Apparently, they're staring at me.
Is it bad that I really want that sticker?
Not at all.
I
know what I'm getting you for Christmas.
I mean, don't get me that. It's like, it is $15, mate. Like, look at the pricing.
That is not that bad.
My parking sticker costs less than $15.
So, on the note of parking stickers for high school, junior year, never had a parking sticker.
You parked there all the time?
Yeah.
The whole year?
Senior year, first day.
You got a ticket?
Our vice principal, because we had to talk to him about getting a special spot for lunch.
Yeah.
Handed me the paperwork.
Yeah.
To fill out for
sticker.
Parking ticket.
Yeah.
Permit, whatever. Never filled it out. Always parked there. And the thing about our vice principal is he would stand at the exit of the parking lot for our school to kind of, field the cars.
Yeah.
There were a few times where he would literally talk to me, like, because my window was open, it was nice out, would talk to me. Our tags were supposed to hang from the rearview mirror. Never said a word, never noticed.
I think he's just being nice to you, man.
He probably was. I mean, the permits weren't that bad. They were $10. I could have gotten it. I just kind of forgot.
Don't diss him out. He might charge you now.
I'll be happy. Like, honestly, I liked our VP, Mr. Sheehan.
Yeah.
I'd go back to see him. I'll give him $10 to hang out for like 5 minutes.
I pranked him once, but I can't say for the legality of things. I can't say how I pranked him.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Well, I put something live in his drawer, and he freaked out. So, I can't say though.
Just an added thing about some of the Among Us stuff we're finding. Apparently, Among Us pots, for houseplants.
Really expensive though, $40.
Yeah.
Wow.
That actually is not that bad.
Also, they seem 3D printed. I can make that for free if I just
$20.
Okay. Well, no, but those seem like there are 2 pots up there, so I guess twice the price.
Yeah. All right, that makes sense.
By the way, I can make that for way cheaper.
Yeah.
I just go to school, 3D print it. By the way, lovely thing about 3D printers, if you don't know what they are, I'll tell you what they are. They're printers who print three-dimensional objects.
Yes.
And if you don't know, if you want to know how to learn about it, just look online.
If you're looking to figure out what you want for Christmas, ask for a 3D printer, and that way, you kind of save money. You can print yourself off future gifts.
Think about here's go ASMR right there. Think about infinite cookie cutters in whatever shape you ever want, printed. Think about that. I mean, imagination is the limit. Okay. Think about a Benedict Cumberbatch faced cookie cutter. You can get that. You can get that.
But why would you want that?
Or even better.
Yeah.
Matrix from Neo. Neo from the Matrix. You know?
Yeah.
Hey, his glasses and everything. Or
I like it.
what?
I like it.
Yeah, it's good. I love that man so much.
You do. You really do have a thing for Keanu Reeves.
Doesn't everyone? Have you seen that man?
I have.
Have you seen? I mean,
I have indeed.
look at his hair. Look at his beard. I can't. I will instantly jizz all over this fucking table.
Jesus fuck.
He is man of my dreams. I am not gay, but I will go gay for him. Okay, he is fantabulous.
See, that's amusing to me because I am bi, and I'm still gonna pass.
Dude, I will go gay for him. He
okay,
is,
you do it.
He's a dreamy man.
All right.
He's a dreamy man. If
Sure.
I ever meet him, I'll have him sign my butt. Like,
nice.
He's probably nice enough to won't say no.
Yeah.
He's super nice.
Yes. And as a side thing, Keanu Reeves is actually a voice actor in Cyberpunk.
Yeah, that's also a great reason for me to get the game.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I'll have a lot of late nights with that game. Don't worry about it. Or what I'll be doing for those late nights. But I'll be definitely playing that game a lot. It's like GTA but Cyberpunk, I think. Which is more enticing considering that I have over 4,000 hours playing GTA on my computer.
See, I'm curious about how much it's like GTA because I'm not good with GTA Online.
Yeah.
Because I will spend massive amounts of my online, not real money, online money, buying things to make more money. Yeah. But I don't, aside from you, I don't have enough people to actually be on to run missions.
Okay, well, but so here's the dealio, is that you play on PS4.
Yeah.
I shifted my stuff to my computer. Mm-hmm. That's where I do most of my business.
Yeah.
That's where I have my club, my stuff. You still play on PS4.
Yeah.
And I can never transfer my stuff back from my PS4 to a PC.
No, it's not that, but you've played
on PC to PS4.
Yeah, but this past summer, we played a few times on PS4.
It's not as fun.
No, but also it would help if you weren't killing us every few minutes.
Okay, this is what I do when I get bored in IRL. Is I'll tell everyone, I'm an eagle in the game. I usually get a jet, and I'm an eagle who flies above the clouds. And when I see a prey, a target, I will come down like a hot, really fiery iron.
As a friend, I ask you to do me a favor. Help me use these businesses to make money. Do you do that?
We did couple missions.
Barely.
Okay, we did a mission, and then I ended up getting caught in a car. Okay, here's what happened.
We didn't get past 100 grand.
No. You got the cargo because legit every single mercenary was on my ass, and by the time my car got to your garage, I had lost 3 wheels, a windshield, a bonnet, a bajillion different things. It was smoking. I started with a supercar and I came in a buggy. Okay, that's why you were like, you're not helping, and I am over here like taking all the bullets in the back.
Not my fault. You couldn't avoid the enemies.
What's the point of me then coming with you? I am there to take the bullets for you. That is me helping.
Sure.
You legit got your truck. Enough about GTA.
Like aside from you, like I can't stand the people I do play with on GTA because
That's
half
me.
of them. No. Because I've put random people together for the heist, right? Idiots. Either get it or not. It's not even about in actual fights. It's a matter of them not having the patience to drive on the road and crashing vehicles.
That's true, yeah.
They turned a vehicle over. What was it last one of them or smart ones? They just turned over a bus that we needed. Can't turn it back over. But it won't quit the game either. We had to blow it up to restart.
Oh yeah, well you can flip the bus. It's the prison bus, right?
Not what he did with it.
What did he do?
I don't remember. He tried for like 5 minutes straight.
Oh, he probably got it stuck between like a pole or something, like 2 poles.
Yeah.
He just couldn't.
We were like upside down and like at an angle on some rocks.
Oh yeah, that sucks. That's the rough part.
And last time I played, we tried to do the same mission. We got to the same part, and one of the first times we go, a guy decides instead of using guns to use explosives in a gas station.
Oh, that's great. That's the best use. Start smoking a gas station.
He killed himself and 2 others.
Well, did you know that if you smoke in GTA in a gas station, those things will explode?
I did not know that.
I've done that many times just to fuck with people. I just drive behind them. They stop at a gas station for whatever reason, and I just
See, my way of messing with people is I will put a explosive device in my car.
Well, no,
and I would just set it off.
But if you do that, you get charged. I do this so I don't get charged money. And by the way, I think if you start getting a killing streak, you don't get charged for anything.
Yeah.
Which I sometimes I do. By the way, I will make it clear, and this is like the end point of GTA because we'll talk about this forever.
Yeah.
But I'm not always a dick in the game.
Mm-hmm.
I'll sometimes so what I do, which I did yesterday, is if someone's doing a mission like a supply package or something, mm-hmm. I'll usually hover over them with the jet, and they'll think I'm trying to kill them over, but they'll realize shortly after that I'm trying to help them. But when I kill the mercenaries coming for them, and I'll help.
Yeah. I want to say one moment that happened to me in GTA. More often than not always. Sometimes I'm in a bad mood. I try to stay out of people's way for missions, for like the small stuff, because I don't want it to happen to me. Mm-hmm. I don't know what this guy did. I am in some alleyway. Mm-hmm. Somehow he got his car over the buildings.
Okay.
It crashed or blew up above me.
Okay.
Sitting between two roofs, hanging over the alley. He died. The cargo fell on me.
And you died.
And I collected it.
Oh, that's great. That's awesome.
I didn't want to.
You just did.
And then he starts coming back. I'm like, there's no way to drop the cargo. I don't want to hold it.
Oh, he kills you. That's it.
Yeah, he did. And then I got annoyed about that, and I actually went after him and took his cargo again.
Why?
I know that's not. Yeah.
If
it was such a weird circumstances, and I was so close to getting it to returning the stuff anyway.
Yeah. I mean, if that usually happens, I usually just there's a way to just kill yourself in the game.
Yeah. Our best moment though was you hit me with a plane.
I mean,
I don't mean crash in me. I mean like he hit me straight in with the plane with the nose, and before it actually even crashed, I went flying.
You were shooting at me with the launcher, you jackass. You were like, let me see how he'll take off.
No, that was after. That was before. This was separate. That we tried this.
Oh, did I?
For you to go straight at me with the plane.
Oh.
This wasn't us fighting. We legitimately planned this.
Oh, I probably did. Oh, this is when I just flew directly into you.
The blowing up of the plane is he took off with the plane. I shoot out with a launcher.
Yeah.
And somehow it was set up so that I couldn't kill you.
Yeah.
So the plane blows up. He's alive, but the plane falls on me.
Yeah. I mean, I've done that multiple times. I do that on a regular basis. I mean, just because fun. Okay, this is the last thing we're going to talk about because it is enough is enough. We'll go on this forever.
Yes, excessive.
So I use this mini jet that doesn't have guns, and I'll usually pull the wheels up, and I'll just kind of use my wings as chopping boards. Yeah. And I'll just try to come low enough to chop people up, and usually hit them in the face or neck with my thing to kill them.
My thing with planes is to get low enough to just kind of jump out without needing a parachute.
Yeah.
If I can do it. If I can do it on top of a building, even better, but much harder.
Yeah, that's true. All right. That's enough about GTA. We'll go for it. How about we can maybe after New Year's in January someplace we can do a live stream.
Yeah.
We'll play some games. But all right. So let's talk about Xbox Game Pass. All right. So they're coming out with a cloud streaming service. They're about to boost 150 games. I clearly didn't read enough into this, but get excited. It's over PC, so I think they're doing what PS4 took the initiative of, is they're releasing some of the exclusive games that they release, like Horizon Zero Dawn, which is a sort of like a sci-fi tribal kind of game.
Yeah.
Where you kind of use bows and spears and stuff like that with these machines, like animal machines after the world has died.
It's a weird concept, but it's actually kind of cool.
It's fun. It's lovely.
It feels like what a future after Cyberpunk would be. It sounds like where if we lost animals, made animals, civilization died, and now we're going tribal, but there's still tech going around that's alive, more or less, in a sense.
And what else? I think the Uncharted series is coming out on PC, or I think it's already been out.
Yeah.
Many other exclusive games, but I think Xbox has taken lead with that, and they're releasing some of the Xbox exclusive games like Forza Horizon and stuff like that. But now they're going to be boosting it on cloud streaming services across with the game Xbox Game Pass. So have a look out on that. That seems super exciting. We were Xbox gamers at one point.
Yes.
We love the console. We have no grudge against any consoles anyway.
No.
And we love them both. If we had the money, we would have bought both. We don't seem it necessary at this point, just because we're teenagers and in college. And
not enough time.
Yeah, and not enough time. We're just getting busy with stuff. With this podcast, and I have other stuff I'm doing on the YouTube as well. So with that, and you have a job, so this seems unnecessary to get two consoles.
True. Also, I just don't have enough time for games as it is.
Yeah, that's true.
Because anything that's not like
cold coffee,
like like playing Call of Duty multiplayer, which is just it's a few minutes, it's quick, as opposed to other games where it's not that I don't enjoy them, but like I don't really have as much time nowadays to put aside 3 hours. Yeah. To actually progress in a game. Yeah. Yeah. You're just usually always doing something in the house, like chores or getting groceries, stuff like that. True. There's little tasks that keeps you busy. Oh yeah. So. Yeah. Or you take it into personal time, which comes in really handy. Yeah. I mean, you always look out for your personal health, people. Mental health is very important. Yes. And speaking of, as two people who've had some very bad mental health experiences in the past, yes. Yeah. Mental health is important, and if you have to sacrifice like shitting over your friends or do whatever, take the time to maintain your mental health, personal health, whatever it is. But remember, you can only help others and help your friends if you have already helped yourself. Right. Take time for yourself, and there's nothing wrong with telling people you need space. Yeah, or just take time to do workout or whatever. Right, and if they have a problem with that, then maybe consider they don't need to be in your life. No, that's exaggeration. Okay, maybe not. They can just fucking suck it. Okay. Take a fucking hard L and suck. I'm gonna take time to do better me. But that was harsh, but sure. Well, sucks for those. We're more or less in agreement. Yeah. That's my only output to like outcome of seeing that is if your friends disagree with what you do, then they can suck it. Who cares? I know I originally made this show R-rated in our second episode, but you're really going at it. Well, and once the cat is out of the bag, it's out of the bag. You can't really just put back in the bag. I was thinking more like the dam is broken, but sure. Well, let's still trust me. If the dam was broken, there'd be a lot more. Cat's out of the bag on a surfboard and then riding the wave after the dam broke. No, they'd be much harsher if that was the case. What? This is like you've seen the low end side of me. Trust me, I say much harsh things when I'm playing games with people. Oh, I know. Yeah, I know. I've dealt with people. That's the thing. Unless I actually have other people in the room, I'm a very quiet gamer for the most part. Yeah, you are. Because there's been points where like I'm in the house with like my mom, and like a few hours have gone by, and she didn't realize I was still in the next room. Yeah. Because I just don't talk. Yeah. I don't get like that angry about stuff usually. I do. For games, unless there's other people with me. So I'm very quiet. This gets into a really great segment into how I broke my controller over in Cold War this past week. Well, it actually happened 2 days ago. Yeah. And I had to get a new controller. Well, I had one in the stash. I got it as a gift a while back. My uncle gave it to me. So I was like, yay. But for whatever reason, I have problems with that game. That I still, to my heart, believes that game is unfinished and needs a lot of work. Sure, we by the way, I'll talk about this just briefly, that we made a podcast about this specifically, and then I had to scrap it just because we went on a really strong tangent. You did. And, well, let's say we. You went on a tangent. Okay, I did. And then the two of us went down a rabbit hole of, in my opinion, much more other interesting topics. Yeah, but I feel like nothing like too in depth was covered about the game. So I had to leave it out. I feel like we should put out a bonus video and find a point when we kind of like cut it right before we switch to everything else we talked about, and release that as like a bonus, maybe. Yeah, we'll just because there's a lot of good stuff we talked about in that one. I'm still setting up the YouTube channel. Okay. So once that's out, put it there then. Yeah, once that's out, and once we get the whole ball rolling and we start putting out podcasts on YouTube. Yes. Don't mind us as we plan out our podcast YouTube career
over
on
a
this
podcast.
podcast.
Yeah, don't worry. We'll limit it. But what happened was, I think I kept dying over and over again because Call of Duty community or the people who devs wanted to be respectful to campers. Yes. So, I got a little too upset about that. And by the way, this is how I broke my controller. Yeah. I squeezed it so hard that I cracked the chip inside it.
See, that feels almost cartoonish.
I am not kidding. I legit just squeezed, and I think what happened was I bent the controller, and it just cracked.
And I don't understand the trying to be inclusive for campers. Now, I'll say the game's probably is unfinished, but I'm part of the queer community. I applaud them for being inclusive and having for the campaign you can play as a non-binary character, which is great. Yeah. Which I think is awesome.
For the campaign.
And that's cool. For the campaign.
For the campaign.
For the campaign. However, I take it as an offense to be inclusive to campers.
Okay, there's some boundary to that, okay?
Yeah.
There's some form of camping that's allowed, that's justified in my mind. Like snipers. They're allowed to camp because they're using a one-shot.
That's how you use that weapon.
Yeah, and you need to use cover, basically. Right. So you can prone down somewhere in the grass or something, tall grass, and do whatever the hell you want. That's great. I don't care about that. What I do care about is inputting these tiny little spots where people can just hop in this really tight cover areas where the only thing available for them is their freaking head, like a forehead, and they can basically just spawn kill you. So you spawn in a specific area, and then basically go on from there. And what they do is they just sit behind this barrier of cover and they just shoot you and kill you.
Yeah.
To get more kills. I am not okay with that. Okay, I think there needs to be more diversity if they do that in spawning areas.
Yes.
They can't just have people spawn in one place. I mean, I would say that a company who has made first-person shooter games for over many decades, well, 2 decades, I should say, not say many decades, 2 decades, releasing them year after year, should learn about spawning areas after a while.
Yeah.
But clearly, I mean, the shot has missed the basket, and I'm making a basketball reference. Yeah. The ball has missed the.
You're not good at making this reference.
I'm not.
You mean they missed the mark on this one?
Yeah,
is the saying.
The golf ball is put a little too far from the hole because they've tried to fix it.
Sport references are not your thing. Just stop.
Okay, they've shot past the mark.
And they missed the mark. Missed the goalpost.
Yeah, and they've fixed it a little bit too much.
Yeah.
Too much to the point where it's just super random to the point where you will just spawn into a place where it's just too specified and people can have cover around it to just spawn kill you. No spawn protection would be nice,
There's always been an issue with spawns though. Okay. Minor ones. Anyway.
I have strong debate about that because spawn protection was highly implemented in older games.
Okay.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Call of Duty 4, all these older games. Black Ops 1 and 2 had spawn protection.
Yeah.
And then we took a nice trip down Infinite Warfare and Advanced Warfare and these sci-fi routes, which people hated.
I found one of the things that, lost you protection was score streaks.
What?
Well, you may be fine from, enemies on foot, but you'll spawn in on occasion and find yourself staring down the barrel of an airship that's right overhead.
Yeah, I mean, this is what I'm talking about, right? Like, they need to implement these little protections. At least what's wrong with the 2-second protection? Enough for you to run from your spawn to a set distance and then done.
Well, I mean, I'm not talking about Cold War, but games in the past, I've had times where I get not even free, actually, I get spawn. It's not that I haven't moved yet. I have moved, but for most guns, there's you have to cock the gun first. That animation hasn't finished yet.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's just, I think they could do a little bit better.
Yeah.
Make it a little more pristine game.
Of course.
And to my belief, I'll make it super brief about this, but I feel like the whole Call of Duty Cold War game that came out recently should have taken a little more time. And I think no one would have blamed them if they released a Call of Duty game in January instead of October.
I agree with that as far as the game goes. I will say, however, I was getting bored with the old one.
I understand, but I think.
But I would have preferred a more complete game.
Yeah, you see. So here's the thing. I mean, they do release new content.
Yeah.
For Modern Warfare, which is the
Right.
2019
It's new content, but I
game.
just don't feel it's like diverse enough.
What do you mean it's not diverse enough?
Well, if they'd continued with Modern Warfare, I just feel like it wasn't. Nothing they have been adding for a while was really making it any more interesting.
I debate that because.
Well, understand, like I come from a point of being a multiplayer player.
Yeah, no,
not a
I know.
campaign person.
No, I know. But so so you haven't played. You don't play Operations, so they added those.
Not as much.
Yeah.
On occasion, sure.
But I debate that because I am also a multiplayer player.
Yeah.
And they added new game modes. I mean, they added game modes they weren't there. I mean, so I feel like that's diverse enough because they would do nighttime game modes and then gun games and do these different game modes that. I mean, I don't know if you played them or not, but I'm like.
To a degree, yes.
I'm a fiend of those game modes, and which I think some of those could be implemented in Cold War, but I think that's diverse.
Okay, sure.
Some diverse. I mean, they could have done more. What I dislike about Cold War, one last thing, which I think we can go on a whole tangent about. We'll just make this podcast a little longer than usual, because we can. Just like talking about it. Is they released this game mode called Dirty Fire Team or something like that.
Okay.
Dirty Bomb. Yeah. So it's like it's basically Warzone, but smaller.
Yeah.
But you basically are in teams of 2.
Yeah.
Or teams of 3, and you have infinite spawns. So if you die, you don't just get kicked out of the game, but you have to collect enough uranium to set off a bomb for your team to win.
Okay.
Now, I gotta say one thing to the Call of Duty, devs right there. What the fuck were you thinking implementing this bullshit?
Yeah.
Why are you keep infinitely respawning all the players? That defeats the purpose of. That just defeats the purpose of this whole game mode.
Yeah.
Imagine in Warzone you died and they just respawned. Now you know a location in a large and broader sense of where those enemies are, and they have your uranium, and you basically can just hold out with new guns. By the way, in this game mode, you don't lose your guns, so you always have your guns.
Yeah.
So you just hold out until they come to an area, pop them, kill them because they don't know where you are.
Yeah.
And bam, you have your stuff back.
Huh. All right.
Then what's the point? I'm not gonna go on a tangent. I will go on a long tangent. Anywho, let's forget the break because since I took my pee break, I'll just do news then. So you're hearing a little bit of what's it called, backstage of stuff of us planning the show.
Whatever.
Just
I don't know where you're going with what you're talking about.
Like behind the scenes.
Sure.
Behind the scenes planning of the show. There you go.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, Nick, take it away. This is the political section. We're gonna talk about.
Am I qualified for this? Probably not. But do I have opinions? Of course I do.
Hey, we're not certified. We're just pulling out we're putting our opinions on these topics. We could be drastically wrong.
All right.
Okay. But
so
this is how we feel. Go.
As we know, currently Joe Biden is considered the president-elect. First by the news media called it, and they seem to be right. And then by
the media outlets,
and then by the Electoral College.
Yes, which seems to do a lot of vote counting for most parts.
Yes. Now, apparently, checking the news today, as we all know, Trump's lawyer Rudy Giuliani has been hammering away, ineffectively mostly, with lawsuits against a bunch of different states, saying they did wrong or there was voter fraud without giving any evidence. That's the thing I've noticed is they've been calling for saying there's voter fraud in public, and then in the courts, that's not what they're arguing for.
Okay.
For whatever reason. But recently I saw this, and to me, this is just it's just more crap. Texas has joined 17 other states to turn over the election results. But
lovely.
But not all these results. You
know what the president is doing now? He's basically saying, you know what? I don't like that I lost. Yeah. How about I win?
No, but it's basic. A bunch of states are taking part in a lawsuit for four particular states. I don't have the names on me right now. One of them being, I know one of them is
Pennsylvania.
Georgia. No, I'm not sure if it's that one. But one of them is Georgia. I know that. About changing policies for COVID regulation policies and stuff, and allowing voter fraud. Okay. So, what concerns me is just
I'm researching.
You legitimately have a president who is trying to disrupt democracy, saying his opponent disrupted democracy. It's just weird. I mean, don't get me wrong. He has, the legal opportunities to do this, but he lost. There's no signs of voter fraud. We have yet to find any evidence of large-scale voter fraud. So what is the point? Why is he holding on so long?
I would.
And I really don't think he's ever going to concede.
No, he won't.
But let's be honest. He's out. People didn't want him.
What I would wonder is, he would have fought so hard for voter fraud if he had won.
That's true. I mean, even the first election he did win. He said, "Oh, I won," but then he also went on. There was massive voter fraud. I'm like, you won, and you still think there was voter? Are you saying that you're not supposed to be it? What is with that? It confused me. And then you've had his base where where times have been saying, "Count the votes, stop the vote, or count the votes, stop the count," and it comes down to basically count the legal votes. Basically trying to portray that any vote for Trump is legal and any vote for Biden is illegal. It's just absurd.
I mean, so I don't know how Trump defines voter fraud, but in some sense, to my heart, I feel like there has been some voter fraud. In the fact saying that some people feel the need to use aliases or feel the need to vote twice.
And there is voter fraud out there. Probably a handful or so.
Yeah.
But nothing on the scale that's going to tip an election.
Yeah, by the way, there's only been 1,300 cases of voter fraud this election. Might seem a lot, but compared to the fact that we had 4 to 5 million voters.
Yeah.
And Biden won by hundreds of thousands of votes.
Right.
I don't think it's gonna make a difference, guys. I mean, you can keep fighting until 48 more days and then you get popped off, but good luck.
There is something that still does bother me, though. Now, obviously, me and Devesh are definitely more left-leaning.
Yeah. By the way, I am open to leaning right. As long as they make good points, I am more biased to making good points, but lately, the right side has been just throwing out garbage.
The point is...
total lunacy.
I don't really care about what side you're on. I care about the quality of your ideas and what you want to do for the
country. There.
That should be first and foremost before parties.
Yeah. My keys. Keep going.
Trying to remember where the frick I was going. Oh, right. But one of the things I've noticed is people seem to be very contradictory. Like I said, Trump trying to interrupt democracy while saying that someone else should interrupt democracy. And it brought me to this post I found today, which I just find kind of amusing. And it's, "We must punish evil China for sending this horrible virus. That is just the common cold. And we don't need masks, but Trump was a hero for wearing one that one time. And God bless him for inventing the miracle vaccine we're not going to take."
Okay, there's a whole bunch of arrays that I can... First of all, President Trump didn't make the vaccine. It's the lovely hard work of hundreds of scientists who have made it.
Yes.
So he might have... you talked about the vaccine, but that's not saying he made the vaccine, right? I mean, I don't
But I don't feel like he's taking credit for it. He's taking credit for the work of it, or the credit for Operation Warp Speed to try to get it out to people.
So if his Operation Warp Speed does make a difference, which I mean he kind of messed up.
From what I can tell, I think they're still using it going forward.
Did you hear what Trump did recently? So
that could be any number of things.
Okay, so Pfizer recently suggested U.S. to buy more supplement of vaccines.
Yeah.
To further outreach people's, basically to get the vaccines out to more people.
Yeah.
In a shorter amount of time. And you know what Trump said? No, I think we're good. So you know what Pfizer did?
What?
They were like, we'll just go to different countries because they need them more too.
Well, that's the thing. They have been selling to other countries, and that's not a problem. They should be.
No,
it should be something sold to everyone.
But that's not the problem. The problem is those vaccines were kept separate to go to U.S. citizens.
Yeah.
By Pfizer, saying that these will go to them. But then Trump goes out of his way to say, I don't think we need them.
See, here's the thing. This is something where I have not seen this. And it's I don't trust you. I would be curious about where you're so sure, because what I've seen on this is more to the point. Not is that Pfizer is making vaccine doses for the U.S. and for other countries, and the news I had seen was questioning the idea: is it the fact that they're making it for the countries means there's less for the U.S.?
Well,
which in a part, sure it does, but it shouldn't be such a us-them thing.
Well,
but of course,
well, if U.S. really wanted more vaccines. I mean, if U.S. really wanted vaccines, I'm sorry to talk over you, but they could have made what the other countries did, was make more sufficient contracts.
Yeah.
And now, and this is what pissed me off a little bit more, is that Trump went out his way to say that other countries won't be able to get vaccines until all the U.S. citizens have been vaccinated.
Right.
He made that claim, and
which
then,
is not true.
Which, by the way, his rep from the Operation Warp Speed was questioned on media outlet and about what he meant by that. And you know what he said? I don't know.
Yeah, he said, I don't know.
I don't know. So, I mean,
that's what I noticed.
No.
It seems like people, not just for this, but just you kind of pick this up, is that people in the Trump administration don't seem to all be working with the same information.
It's a madhouse.
Yeah.
It's a madhouse.
Yeah. No one. Yeah.
It's like one person is. It's like telling let's just say if you have 4 people working under you, it's like telling all those 4 people, hey, make up your own rules. It's like, but aren't you supposed to?
Right. To the point of that's usually when we hear about stuff that's going on with, I think Trump's election is more so something that's shown that. Usually when something new is happening, and the president's doing, you usually hear about it in the news, and they talk about at the press briefing. More so, I've seen news articles that just start Trump's tweet.
Yeah.
About what plans of what he's going to do or firing somebody.
Yeah.
And it seems most of it doesn't come to pass.
Yeah. There was these times when
people are scrambling to make something happen because of it.
Yeah. I mean, there was these times when they have this really cool place in the White House called the media room, where they usually give out the information.
Right.
And what the vice presidents in the past have done is usually give information out to media from that room, or sometimes even the president.
Yeah.
Right. But these times it's like you want to meet. It's like either if you are lucky enough to get a media conference in that room. First of all, you're lucky. Yeah. Secondly, you're most likely to get attacked for a question you want to ask.
Yeah.
By Trump or his VP, Pence. And
I haven't. Actually, I can't remember the last time I actually saw Pence in the press room.
He's been hiding. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
But it's. I mean, this whole these last 4 years, I think Twitter has been used more to get information from the president than the media room.
True, and that's really sad, genuinely.
And it's not just sad, but it's pathetic to say that a president of the United States has to use a social media network outlet to, share presidential information.
I don't think he has to. I think he chooses to.
Well, yeah, he chooses to. That's what I meant to say. You get it. But
again, I think it's something whatever it has to do with is if you want to call a press conference, you would take some time. It's going to happen later in the day.
It's more planned.
And something you notice just in the way Trump speaks is he seems to have this mind for word association when he talks, jumping from one thing to another. Which makes a lot of his speeches and talks hard to listen to on account of it's like It's a lot of fluff, and you have to listen to the whole thing just to pick out all the little pieces that are the actual information.
Mm-hmm. It's like the structure of this podcast. It's like we started at one place and then we're gonna go tangenting off to something completely separate.
But when we do it, it's entertainment.
Yeah.
We hope you're enjoying this.
And I hope that the President
Trump, when he does it, we're lost entirely.
Yeah.
And really want to know what's happening.
If your president is gone from telling you something newsworthy to an entertainment part, he's done something completely wrong.
True.
But still, we're not going to shit on Trump too much because
we don't have the time.
Not just that we don't have the time. We can extend the podcast.
You've heard it all before.
Yeah, we're not going to extend the podcast. We're going to extend the podcast a little bit, right. but I just don't feel like it. You know, I just don't feel like
it. It's late, and honestly, it's
not
just
even
more
that.
aggravating to
it's
talk.
Not. It's not even that. I just feel like
there are better things to talk about.
Yes,
I know.
I mean, just no. Okay, former President Trump. If you're listening to this podcast,
still president for a few more
former
months,
former in my heart,
weeks,
former in my heart.
Yeah,
okay. Former to me.
Yeah,
but if you're listening. Mm-hmm. You know, giving up is a good thing. Mm-hmm. It's not always seen as a very negative thing. And if you've lost a battle, instead of crying over... Well, okay, first of all, you have complete right to investigate a fraud if you feel like it.
Yeah.
Secondly, if everyone says that there's no fraud, the more you say something that there is none of, the more you seem crazy. So I'd suggest give it up, concede. You know, concede is a good thing. All the presidents have done it. Nixon did it way faster than all the others.
But that's not. He's never gonna concede. He'll be out. Biden will move into the White House. Trump will be out of the White House. I don't think he's ever gonna concede.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to talk about how Trump has been holding a lot of parties in the White House lately.
Then talk about it.
No, I'd rather not.
All right, well, we'll save that for next time.
No, we're not saving it. We're just not going to talk about it because I rather... You heard it here. Trump's been holding parties in the White House. Even he's been making like bullshit claims saying like, "Oh, it's safe, it's cool," and then you realize that people
that were at those parties
found out they had COVID.
End up in the news with COVID.
Yeah, so that's the most briefest I can say. I mean, it's dumb, it's stupid.
What bothers me is when you tell me that Trump is having parties in the White House with no mask spreading COVID. It reminds me of
how do you not test people?
Yeah. What it reminds me of though is you won't find these in the general news stream, but they're out there and it's a thing. Is since this COVID started, there's been a couple dozen news articles saying there's something along the lines of this. COVID hoax pastor gets COVID. Anti-COVID pastor dies of COVID.
Forget pastor, anti-COVID personnel.
Yes, anti-COVID personnel dies of COVID or gets COVID.
It's like, guys, you don't have to believe so hard. You don't have to deny so hard that something exists if it exists. Okay?
Yeah.
You don't have to put yourself in the line of fire to experience death.
Yeah.
It's like saying, I want to feel pain, so I'm going to tase myself. It's like, no. Just don't. How about do the sensible thing and just don't experience pain? So that way you don't seem a lunatic or just completely mentally insane. Anywho, I'm done talking about COVID and Trump and all this bullshit that's been coming in news. Let's move towards to something, another negative thing that happened with the graphics cards in the techie community. So recently in China, which I believe to be the stock, the new stock for the graphics cards that was supposed to come, they're supposed to get online, were stolen. Yeah, you heard it right. $300,000 worth of GPUs were stolen from China. So their base, to my belief, the base price is $1,500, and if I do the math, it's about 200
that were stolen.
200 thing, unless if they were third party graphics cards from Asus, from MSI, stuff like that. So less of those. Community assumes that they were scalpers.
Yeah.
They were stolen by scalpers.
Right.
But
I like the idea that someone is hiding in a warehouse with the greatest computer rig.
Jesus, that'd be a supercomputer. But still, okay. To me, I feel like this this community assumption is wrong, because the definition of a scalper is if you buy it and then sell it at a greater price. What community is talking about and what happened is basically selling stolen goods. Yeah. It's just straight up crime. Well, at least in the US it is. I don't know China rules. I don't go by Chinese rules. So, I mean, China can rule whatever way they want. It's complete anarchy compared to my mind and how it works. But
I'm not sure where you're going with that, but okay.
But all I'm trying to say is I don't know how China works. I don't know what their laws are. So I don't know if it's illegal how illegal it is for someone to
sell stolen goods.
Yeah, sell stolen goods.
I feel like most countries view that as fairly illegal, so I would imagine China would be about the same.
I don't know China. no, okay. I think it's about the same, but still
probably.
That's been happening. That's been that. I mean, honestly, I just feel I hope to God that nothing more of this kind of shit happens, even though it will.
Oh, it definitely will.
It will, but still,
it has to.
All I can do is hope is that no more scalping happens, or less of it happens, and people get better at security. So our future stocks of these really valuable prices that apparently are more rarer than making a netherite bar in Minecraft.
Well, don't just hope to this. Be the change you want to see in the world. Help to stop.
Yeah, just give me an M4, and I'm just gonna protect those goddamn GPUs myself.
How about a laptop with some hacking skills?
How about I just walk into a Chinese warehouse and get one? just put the money down onto the warehouse thingy and just be like, all right, thank you. This is mine now, and walk out.
I mean, yeah, you could do that if you could try to track down. No. If you try to track down the primary seller instead of going through a third party.
Primary seller is Nvidia, my dude. But all we can do is hope. It's almost we said we were gonna extend the podcast, but it seems like we're coming to the end of our topics and we covered almost everything. So we're gonna end it right here. Hope everyone's doing still good. If you made it this far to the podcast, well done. Congrats. You are a true fan of this show. More fan than most.
Yes.
So we'll be back next week. Hopefully with 2 podcast episodes. Yep. We're hoping. If time permits, we'll be here with 2. We'll see what happens. Yes, but
we could both be extremely exhausted and get to nothing. But maybe we will.
Or we might have COVID. Who knows?
Yes.
Anything can happen. Anything can happen. But we'll see you next week. It's you know what? Before I go, I want to talk about this weird match ad that I talked to Nick about.
Okay.
That Ryan Reynolds has made. You know the ad where
Satan meets 2020.
Yeah, Satan's trying to find a match, and he goes, and then he finds 2020 under a bridge, and then there's like a whole ad where they do these cool things together.
Messed up things, yeah.
Yeah, and then the ad ends with 2020 as a female and Satan as this really buff red dude sitting on a bench with the asteroids coming down. That took off. That took off really far.
Yeah.
I mean, well done, Ryan Reynolds. Jesus, you made a goddamn amazing
if there's someone to do it, it has to be Ryan.
He's great. What I do want to do in the future is talking about Ryan Reynolds. He has a massive feud with Hugh Jackman.
Okay.
And Hugh Jackman has a great coffee company.
Of course.
And it's called, I actually don't know what it's called, but I want to...
Hugh Jackman has coffee. I believe Ryan Reynolds went to what? He went to the vodka or gin business, I believe.
He went to the gin business. Be careful.
Yeah.
And he's now out of it. He's sold it.
Oh, well,
he's done.
Fast.
I mean, that is business, I guess, but I don't know if he's still in. But I'm pretty sure he sold his gin stocks and whatnot. Mm-hmm. But great runnings. That gin is great. I've tasted it. I am a big fiend of gin and tonic.
Yes.
Nick knows about this.
Yeah.
And I've tried the gin and tonic from Aviation, and it's a good gin. It's fairly awesome gin.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it, I guess, for this episode. We'll be back next week. I don't even know where the music is going because we don't have any feedback for our headphones these days. We're just hoping that music has continued and it's going great. I think it has. What I could do, the smart thing is put the music in post for y'all lovely people out there, but
that would be the smart thing to do, wouldn't it?
But that's just extra work for me, so I don't want to bother with that. Anywho, hope the music's great. Hope everything's great. Hope you are gonna have a good day, good night, whatever it is out there. I'm gonna take a final sip of my coffee because it's cold. And this is probably going to the drink. I'm sorry, but I can't drink. It's cold coffee. It's kind of getting chummy.
Chummy? What the? Okay, whatever. Sure.
Right,
shit on my coffee.
That's my final sip.
I made for you with my blood, sweat, and tears.
You made it with a push of a button.
Yes.
Oh my god. All right. Thank you everyone for listening. This has been a fantastic podcast. We covered so much. We'll be back with more junky, crappy news, whatever it is.
Yes.
We'll be back next week with two episodes. All right, everyone. Bye-bye. Have a good day. Have a good night, whatever it is. See ya.